You know that feeling when someone shows up for you just when you need it most? That's what Uber is all about. Not just a ride or dinner at your door. It's how Uber helps you show up for the moments that matter. Because showing up can turn a tough day around or make a good one even better. Whatever it is, big or small, Uber is on the way. So you can be on yours. Uber, on our way.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Hi, this is Tom Cock. One of the questions that comes up often for me as a financial planner is, in my retirement years, should I rent or should I own? And when I retire, should I buy some place to live or should I just rent something? So let's talk about real estate in general just for a moment. First of all, I do believe for younger people who are getting going in their career, who are starting families, that want to own instead of renting, there probably are some advantages, not necessarily financial related, by the way, but lifestyle. There's a place you want to live. There's a place you want to raise your kids. You want to be involved in a community. I think that does make sense. But this aspect of buying a home will be the most important investment decision you ever make, that is not true, especially in light of recent tax changes where many of us can no longer write off the interest on the mortgage that we hold. Over the long haul, remember, real estate has not enjoyed great returns. Now, you might get lucky. You might be in Seattle and buy a home in 2010 and find out that the price basically doubles in about 5 or 6 years. That does happen. But in the longer haul, coast to coast, your return is about 1% a year above inflation. So you don't have a great return on that investment. As I said, the tax advantages aren't there. I would buy, if I was younger, for reasons of lifestyle. Then as you get closer to retirement, we run into a lot of people that say, I want to pay off my mortgage. And they make a decision instead of saving money into a taxable liquid investment account, they take that money and they retire their mortgage. Now, that is not generally a good financial decision. It feels good because now I'm at retirement and I don't have a mortgage. And I know there's other people on the radio that are telling you, pay that off as fast as you can. But the problem is when you get to retirement, liquidity is very important. You need to be able to draw money from your investments to pay yourself in retirement. And if you've got it all tied up in your home, you can't get to it. But what about this matter of I'm retired and now I want to live in, well, if you're in Seattle, it's probably Palm Springs or Phoenix, especially after this winter. Should I buy there or should I rent? Now, remember, in today's world, you can basically rent any place, anytime, any length of time. I mean, with all of the options out there, I think you can pretty much live anywhere in the world for whatever period of time you'd like to. So that should be off the table. Then it's this, I have $250,000 or $300,000. I want to buy a place, or should I keep it liquid? It turns out that we're, as you know, conditioned to believe that we should own a home. And I think for most of us in retirement, unless we already own it, running out and buying something is not a good idea for the exact reasons I mentioned earlier. Liquidity. You're going to need cash in retirement to pay yourself. And number two, the ability to relocate. Let's say one of you gets sick, one of you needs help that you can't get in your location. If you're renting, that's easy to move. If you're owning, it's a lot tougher. I think for most of us, if we already don't own a home as we go into retirement, I see very little reason to run out and buy one when we do get to retirement. I'm Tom Cock.
Talking real money. We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestry, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That's a wrap.